Hey, good afternoon. I am Steve.
And I'm Nakul.
From the product team at Miro. We're re-recording our session from Oktane 22, where we first introduced the exciting new Miro connector for Okta Workflows. We'll touch on two primary points today: why we partnered together and how our connector works. For those of you who may be new to Miro, we're the pioneering visual collaboration platform striving to empower teams to collaborate, be it distributed, hybrid, or in person, across their organization. Miro and Okta have been partnering together for a number of years, and Miro is consistently ranked as one of the fastest growing apps amongst Okta users. While visual collaboration elevates how the work is done in the first place, it all starts with ensuring that the IP created in Miro is safe. Because of this, it was natural to deepen our collaboration, and we're excited to be talking today about our next Okta integration.
Cool. Thanks, Steve. So we started this journey by speaking to our admins at Miro, and we quickly realized that the issue we were looking into was quite a critical one and was across the SaaS landscape. And we started bucketing what we heard into three broad categories, which is around day 0, day 1, and day 2 activities that you as admins have to do. The first one, the theme there, or the motivations around day 0 were about getting it right the first time. And there are a lot of concerns and issues around how you get the tickets. And if you are not set up well, they generate a lot more tickets for the day 1 things. And for the day 1, the concerns were a lot about enabling both you as admins as well as the users or employees who are using applications that they're enabled for speed of innovation. And so that they can do the more creative things that add value as opposed to repetitive tasks. While day 2 is about ensuring that you can react to sudden incidents around security or other domains, and your users are enabled to do secure collaboration across their set of use cases. Now let's jump in on day 0 activities and see what are the challenges we heard. When we tried to look into these, a common use case that came up was about provisioning new users who join your organization. Now, for the sake of simplicity, let's assume there are only 3 parameters that you focus on when you're provisioning. One is assigning the right license, giving the right access to your users, and finally, the right role or permissions that can define what they can do in the account. Now, even with these 3 parameters, it can be quite complex about how you are provisioning based on the cost center, department, budget, and a few other parameters that define who gets access to what and what license, etc. Further, you might have more than a few hundred or tens of apps across your ecosystem, and that each application has a unique variation of these 3 parameters, which makes it very difficult to automate them, and then leads to manual setups, which can expose you to a lot more manual errors that can creep in. This can all cause a lot more issues for day 1 and day 2 issues, as we discussed earlier. So with these things in mind, we are today going to introduce to you Miro connectors for Okta Workflows. This is exciting news from Miro and Okta working together, like Steve mentioned earlier. And I will walk you through now a demo of what this entails with a simple use case like we just discussed. This is a Miro settings page wherein admins have access to the list of users. For now, Steve and I, who are a couple of company admins here, and also Flavia and Vimal, who've been added as company admins. There are no other users here. And if you look, we have teams, which is an object within the Miro organization. And there are just 2 teams here, Okta Workflows and General. Now, we come to the fact about the workflow itself. So that what we have set up for this demo is if a user gets added to a push group in Okta, what this flow does is it checks in if this user exists in Miro. If it doesn't, then they create the user. And once they create, this is where the further deeper conditional controls set in, wherein, let's say if that person is a director, which we have 1 person as, they should get access to 3 teams, let's say engineering, product, and marketing. If they're just a recruiter, they only get access to the recruiting space. Further, based on their department and cost center, like for instance, somebody from the CEO's office is true, as well as let's say from Amsterdam Hub is true, they get upgraded their license to a full license. Now let's see how this works when we actually add the users. So we have a push group, let's say Miro, and there are 0 people added here. We can go and add 3 people to this. Let's say I add Daria, I add Benjamin, and let's say we add Anne. And these 3 profiles, I've kept it open so that we know who they are. So Anne is a product marketing manager. She's based in the Berlin hub and does product marketing. While Benjamin, who is the director, so we know director should get access to 3 teams, and he's in the Austin hub. And we also know Austin hub and CEO's office get their license upgraded to full. And finally, we have Daria, who is a recruiter. So she should get access to only 1 team, that is recruiter space. So let's see what really happened. First, we'll see if the flow was kicked off. See, looks like it did for 18 seconds ago. And so we'll see if the teams got created. So it looks like there were teams that were created here, which didn't exist because you needed users to be added to those teams. At the same time, we also see there are members that were created. Daria, Benjamin, and are all here. Now, as we expected, Benjamin is on a full license, while Daria and Anne, because of their department and because of the region they were in, they were not yet upgraded. Benjamin got access to the 3 teams, engineering, marketing, and product, while Daria got access to the recruiting space as expected. So this was a quick demo on what can be done, and it's just a snippet of what all is possible. In the coming months and quarters, we would be adding more and more features and actions to Okta Workflows, Miro connector for Okta Workflows, which will make your job significantly easier and set you as well as your end users and employees for success on day 0 itself. It will also enable you to manage Miro alongside the other IT tools in your ecosystem with multi-application workflows much easier. I want to announce also the fact that you can start using the Miro connector from November onwards. You can see this more from the Okta marketplace. While we would be coordinating along with Miro and Okta a webinar to go further deeper into automation and enablement around Miro connector for Okta Workflows on 15th of December. There is a QR code up here on this slide. If you scan this, it will take you to a page wherein you can register for this webinar, and look forward to seeing you there. And with that, I would like to say thank you and hope to see you back at the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.